I'm Richard Danford, and I am president of the Jacksonville Urban League. And I have the unique opportunity to encourage all of our citizens to please fill out the census this year. We have so much riding on this unique opportunity. For the next 10 years, they will determine how much funding our communities will receive and the type of representatives we want to have in our community. So as you look at this sign, there are 4 things I want to mention quickly. In order to make it easy for you to complete the census, you can do it through internet self-response. You can also do it over the phone. And third, you can complete paper form and mail it back. I know a lot of people want to do it on a form. And then, of course, 4, you can visit from the Census Bureau.
Hi, my name is Rhonda Lee, and I'm here to encourage you to participate in the 2020 census. The census is far more than a simple head count. It is a snapshot of America and our city. The data collected impacts education, housing, transportation, where businesses choose to build new stores, and where hospitals are built, and much, much more. For this to happen properly, the census count must be accurate. Therefore, I urge you to help me make a difference in our community by participating in the 2020 census. Our money, our power, our census. Thank you.
My name is Nadia Simmons. I'm an attorney here in Jacksonville, Florida. I've been practicing law here for the past 13 years. The 2020 census is very important. The census allows us to be counted so that we can have an opportunity to influence how different services, how different programs come to your area. So I urge that you fill out the 2020 census so that it can affect your community in a positive way. I recently filled out my census and it took all but 10 minutes to get it done.
What I think is very important that we make sure that we are counted because after all, we know that if we are not counted, the monies and things of that sort will not be properly allocated to the districts and states and across the union. Being a black man myself and being part of the minority, I think we should never forget at one time we weren't even counted as whole human beings. We were counted as 3/5 as human. And even now in some states they have prison gerrymandering, where some of us, people that are locked up, are counted for allocation purposes, but it's not counted as far as being able to vote. And so right now I think it's very imperative that we make sure that we're counted and that we step up front and be adamant about this census. It's just as important as maintaining the great franchise, which is that of the right to vote.
The reason I guess we are talking is because of the census. And I will tell you that right now, today, there's nothing more important than being counted. Because if you're counted, the biggest thing I can say is the amount of money and resources that are allocated to your area are going to be directly related to being counted. And if there's a storm or a pandemic or what have you, and resources are allocated, if you're not counted and they only have 80 people and they should have resources for 100, you may be one of the 20 who's left short. So don't leave yourself short and don't leave your neighbors or your family short. Be counted, because I think that second to voting, the census is it. So I'm hoping that each and every person who gets a chance to meet or hear anything you have to say or see this video, they go and make sure that they fill out that form or jump on that computer and fill out that email message or whatever. But make sure, however you do it, be counted. And I'd like to say thank you very much for the time the Urban League is putting into making sure that everyone's counted.
I'll start out with saying the census is so important. All they need to do is wait 10 years and you take a census and it's valid for 10 years. And I think that's important because it's not just data, right? The data should speak for itself. It's in the Constitution. The data lends itself to assist the disenfranchised, to improve programs that are centered around schools, clinics, and we see the need for that now more than ever. Community relations to bridge some gaps for those who are disenfranchised, who are displaced, who have this disproportionate sort of negative effect as a result of not enough census data. Something as simple as fire stations. And I think people should know that if they have a census of who's in their house, how many people that you're taking care of in your own home, certainly if someone was unaccounted for, you and your resources would be impacted. Well, the country is no different. And if we're taking care of our own, and this is kind of like the nation is our home, and the community, it takes a village. We should at least know who's in the village and how we can help them. And of course, probably the most important part is making sure that with the 435 seats for the House of Representatives, we should have proper representation where there's more populated areas, greater population, and I can't say enough about it. I know people, and they've made it easy. It's online now. You can submit the information either by phone, online, or mail it in. And I think that the fact, again, that the Urban League is conscious of this is even all the better. So.
La Cámara de Comercio Puertorriqueña Hispana te invita, junto con el Jacksonville Urban League, a que participes y llenes el Censo 2020. Es muy fácil participar y puedes ir hasta online y buscar la página del Censo 20. Es importante para la comunidad hispana llenar este formulario para hacernos contar. Contamos con tu ayuda.
My name is Noah. I'm a recent graduate from Florida State University with my undergrad in piano performance, and I'm currently pursuing my master's from home here in Jacksonville. And I think the biggest reason to me why it's super important, and I'm really passionate about getting out the census, is that it automatically helps for a decade. It helps influence things like highway construction, grants for buses, subways, public transit systems, local schools, programs to support rural areas, all sorts of programs that are directly impacted by, getting a full representation of who's living in what area. The biggest thing I think as a musician is reaching out to everyone in the community and making sure everybody has a chance to, get educated on music or, get a music program in their school. And having the entire community counted in the census ensures that I know when I go to look for a community to perform in, that I know exactly who is in that community and how we can best serve that community. So it's really important to have everybody counted so that programs reflect everyone in the community.
Hi, my name is Anita Green, and I stopped by a few minutes just to encourage you to take the 2020 census. It takes only 10 minutes to complete 10 questions. Taking the census put money into your community, our community. Thank you.
Jacksonville, Florida, I pledge myself to be counted. 10 questions, 10 minutes, and it'll benefit us for 10 years.
Jacksonville Urban League encourage you to count yourself and others by doing the 2020 census.
So in closing, I want to encourage all of our citizens here in the Duval County area to respond to the census. Please fill it out, whether it be at a phone, through the internet, one of the census takers that will visit the community. Please, for the sake of our community, respond to the census. Thank you very much.